Chanel versus Gucci. Which is the better brand, and how do you choose between the two? Hello everyone and welcome back to another mommy review where I review all things for the love of. Today I am doing comparison between Chanel versus Gucci, which is the better brand. Now before I get started, if you like the content on this channel, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It'll really help a lot. Thank you so much for considering, and welcome back for those of you who are already subscriber. Welcome back to this handbag lover's journey. So today I want to talk about Chanel versus Gucci. Both are super popular powerhouses within the luxury fashion houses globally, and I think they represent very different styles. So today I want to talk about the differences between these two brands. In particular, I'll go over the history, the resale value, the prices, the styling, the material, durability, the logo, and then ultimately come to a conclusion in terms of which is better, or at least help you decide between which is the better brand for you. So let's get started. So to start off, I want to talk about history. So for Chanel is from a French origin. It was founded in 1909 by Coco Chanel herself. It was supposed to focus on kind of women's high fashion and luxury goods, accessories, whereas Gucci was founded in 1921 in Italy. There's a whole history behind it, which I won't go into in this video, but I would say in terms of like the history behind it, Gucci originally started by producing leather luggages, and they opened their first shop, I believe, in 1938 in Rome. Alright, next I want to talk about styling. If you're considering like between these two different brands, which aesthetic works better for you, I think that there is actually a very clear distinction that these two are just not necessarily like apples to apples in terms of their preferences for style. Let's start with Chanel. Chanel, I think, is always considered a little bit more elegant. It's simple. It's a classic retro aesthetic look. I think that's the whole origin behind it, with the quilting inspired, that I know that Gabrielle Chanel just loved so much. Whereas Gucci provide, I think, a greater range of different styles. They are appealing to a younger consumer audience, I would say. For Gucci, I think they are a little bit more fashion orientated, trying to break outside the box but have one foot in still with the classic. I find a lot of the handbags are really experimental or modern takes on classic. What do you guys think? Next, in terms of price point, I think both have very high price point, I would say. Affordability is all relative, but nowadays I think it'll be hard to find a Chanel handbags that is anything under $4,500 or so, unless you're looking for micro bags or whatnot. But on average, Chanel bags, I would say, range between $5,000 to $10,000, or depending on the type of exotic skins you're looking for, some of the Chanel handbags can go up to $70,000 as well. Whereas Gucci range anywhere from, I would say, $800 to $7,000, $8,000, but I've seen some up to $34,000 for Gucci handbags as well. But I would say affordability wise, Gucci is slightly more affordable out of these two brands. Resale value. Chanel bags, I think, typically does retain value, if not more, for what you pick up at the boutique store itself. It's definitely a higher price tag in the resale market than you usually pay for. It is considered one of the best quote-unquote investment handbags within the luxury brands, maybe like second to Hermes, I would say. Whereas Gucci, I don't think you can fetch as high a price on the resale market, and you shouldn't expect to make a profit from this. So out of the two, I would say Chanel wins for resale value. In terms of materials and durability, so Chanel is known for like lambskin, caviar, calfskin, patent leathers, just like a whole range of different leathers, although they do have exotic leathers available as well. But I would say the top choice that people usually go for is like lambskin and also the caviar leather that they have. In terms of like quality, I've been hearing decline in the quality for the Chanel handbags. The Gucci handbags, I think I've been hearing that it's kind of maintaining. So I would love to hear from you guys to comment below if you have a Chanel or a Gucci handbag, what you find about the quality, because a lot of it is just kind of based on my personal experience. I would say that the quality of handbags really depends on the specific style and the material that's used. So it's not really umbrella for all handbags within each of the brands. In terms of the logo, they both have very similar logos, don't you think? Like Gucci has like the 2-letter G interlocking, where Chanel has like the C, 2-letter C's that are intertwined. They're like, I guess they're similar because they're both kind of circular. I think they're both like really kind of statement logos. I think they are both instantly recognizable logos. So what is the final verdict? Gucci versus Chanel. Which is the better brand, and which is the better brand for you? I think it comes down to a couple of things. I think both brands are just fantastic on their own. A lot of really iconic handbags to consider investing in. But if you're looking for something kind of more simple, beautiful, classic design, Chanel for the win. And also if you're looking for good investment value, also Chanel for the win. Just because I think, for example, the Chanel Classic Flap, which is one of the handbags that's most well renowned for, is like, it's more limited and harder to get a hold of. It has pretty good resale value in the pre-loved market. But if you're looking for affordability, I think Gucci definitely have the leg up here. And then in terms of styling, if you're looking for something a little bit more edgy, playful, kind of unique style, I think Gucci has the win in this category for sure. But out of the two, I think they both have really recognizable kind of brand standing. But I do find that Chanel takes the cake in terms of being instantly recognizable. If you walk out to the streets, people are more likely to recognize a Chanel handbag versus a Gucci handbag. But in the end, the decision really comes down to your personal preference and also your budget. I think both are great options. I find that Chanel is like a preferred brand for people if they're picking up family heirloom pieces that won't go out of style, can pass down like just really sophisticated silhouettes, given that it's dated back to like 1909 when Coco Chanel first opened up the French brand. Just a really timeless, modern, very simplistic handbags that Chanel produced, but definitely on the pricier side, whereas Gucci is a little bit more commercial, targeting to a younger audience. Well, that is my review of Gucci versus Chanel, which is the better brand. Now, I would love to hear from you what you think about the two brands. Is there one that you love more than the other? What is your personal experience of purchasing handbags from these two brands? Is there one that you would suggest, or is there any particular handbags you would suggest from each of these two brands? I would love to hear from you. And with that said, thank you so much for joining me on this mommy review, and I'll see you next time. Take care and stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.